here waiting for everyone to come in. How's the sound? Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Okay, good. Hi everyone. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Meow May. We're going to start in about 2 minutes, and I'm just preparing my space here. And if you're coming into the chat, I welcome you to ground yourself in this moment, center yourself in the here and now, because everything changes after this moment, after this live stream. Grab some water, tea, coffee, cacao, matcha, beverage of your choice. Play a little kalimba while we wait. Thank you, Wild Club. Okay, let's start our session. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Ignite Your Flow. This is my first live stream, and I'm really excited because I want to start this spiritual wealth consciousness network, and I am inviting everyone who wants to activate their spiritual wealth into this space. So if you want to claim your divine inheritance, now is the time. We are shifting into a new timeline, and part of that is our wealth consciousness, activating our wealth consciousness. So to begin, I want to light a candle for the angels, for our guides, ancestors, your spirit guides, spirit team, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, all of the ascended masters, Isis. Invite them into our space. This in there. And we will set our intention for this mission, for this live stream, that you will be surrounded and protected and guided by the angels, by your guides, by your ancestors, your spirit team, your higher self, anyone watching this in the replay or on the live right now. You are surrounded, you are loved, you are protected, you are supported. Let's take a breath and we will ground this intention in. Today, my intention is to activate our spiritual wealth consciousness and to claim our divine inheritance. So let's take a breath. Ground us into this moment, in this here and now. And I intend that this awakens your consciousness, expands your consciousness, and that you maybe get some aha moments, release blocks to wealth, to money, to abundance, and that you come out of this a new person, new and improved. So I'm going to start by cleansing our space with this sage, Palo Santo sage stick I got from my beautiful sister, Wild Soul Studio. Let's cleanse our space. We're cleansing, releasing all blocks to money, to wealth, to your divine inheritance, to the knowing that you are the source, that you are divine, that you are God in human form, a fractal of all that is, experiencing human life. And you have access to all that is good in the world. And money is good. Money is God in action. You are money. Okay, so I want to start with a declaration from the Abundance book by John Randolph Price. And this declaration will set the tone for moving forward in regards to your spiritual wealth consciousness, your abundance, and so forth. This day, July 3rd, 2026, I cease believing in visible money as my supply and my support, and I view the world of effect as it truly is, simply an outpicturing of my former beliefs. I believed in the power of money, therefore I surrendered my God-given power and authority to an objectified belief. I believed in the possibility of lack, thus causing a separation in consciousness from the source of my supply. I believed in mortal man and carnal conditions, and through this faith gave man and conditions power over me. I believed in the mortal illusion created by the collective unconscious of error thoughts, and in doing so, I have limited the unlimited. No more. This day I renounce my so-called humanhood and claim my divine inheritance as a being of God. And if you're uncomfortable with the word God, you can say universe, Sophia, the infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same power. This day I acknowledge God, and only God, as my substance, my supply, and my support. And it's all within us. So, as we move forward, I would like to talk about what is spiritual wealth consciousness. Well, you are God. You are divine substance. Everything in this reality is made of divine substance. And this has been proven in quantum physics. At the very base level, it's light, it's photons. So divine substance makes up our entire reality. I'm learning about plasma right now. Maybe we could even call it plasma. So money is also divine substance. It is no different than anything else. It's an energy, it's a tool that we use, it's an exchange for goods and services, but that's what it really is. It's divine substance because everything is. And your wealth consciousness is your money is merely a reflection of your wealth consciousness, of your depth of your wealth consciousness. And that's what we're doing right now is we're activating your wealth consciousness because most of our lives our consciousness has been on lack and limitation. But as we know, that is an illusion. So this is merely just giving us permission to be wealthy, to feel wealthy, to claim this divine inheritance, to know that this unlimited power is within us. And you could call it your God given power. So I want to next start with a reading from the Spiritual Economics book, which is by Eric Butterworth, the Principles and Process of True Prosperity. And this is a really great book for getting in tune with your spiritual wealth consciousness. I have a few other books, but I don't have them all in hard copy that I have read. I have a bunch of books on my book recommendation playlist and my wealth consciousness playlist if you want more references. And let's see, to go to 152. Okay. Oh, before I do that, I want to talk about money itself because it's all in our perception and how we perceive money. And it's completely personal to you because money itself is neutral and we have just assigned meaning to it, like it's evil or it's dirty or only rich people are, privileged or something. All of these beliefs that shape how you perceive money. And so part of this expansion of your wealth consciousness is dissecting these beliefs that you have accumulated probably in your childhood, through your parents, guides, anyone who's raised you, the collective consciousness. And in taking back your sovereignty and claiming your divine inheritance, you have to shape and form your new belief systems around money. And this is something that I've been working on for a long time. And if you dissect these beliefs, if you think about money and when you hear the word money, how does it feel to you? How does money feel to you? And you can put in the chat, when you hear the word money, what do you feel? What's the first feeling that comes to mind? Thank you, Wild Club. If you want to write in the chat. I feel rich. Amazing. That's amazing. When I used to think about money, I would think it was hard, it was confusing. I didn't really understand it. Like I knew I needed it, but I didn't know how to get it. I didn't know anything about it. And I really went into a deep dive about what is money, and it's interesting because on our money in the United States, it says, "In God we trust." And to me, that means in God, which is me, I trust. So I am the source of all abundance. I am the source of my money. And money is also, money is, it's good. It is God in action. This is how we have to think about money in order to be one with it. And you can also think of it, if you think of money as like dirty or filthy, when it comes into your hands, you cleanse it and you are sending it back out into the world as like new money, as divine money, as cleansed. And that's something that I've worked on a lot in my relationship with money. Oh, also, I want to talk about wealth. And when we think about wealth, we think about, oh, this is luxurious, or people that have money have this and that, and they have fancy cars. And did I drop out for a second? Okay, we're back. So when we think about wealth, we think about all these things. But I invite you to have wealth your way. So, what does wealth mean to you? And this is stuff that you can contemplate on your own and maybe journal about, because it's also part of claiming your divine inheritance and becoming one with wealth and activating your wealth consciousness, your spiritual wealth. Wealth to me is ease, it's freedom, it could be, I feel wealthy just being in the woods. I don't need fancy things to feel wealthy. And that's fine if you want to have fancy things. There's nothing wrong with it. And that's what I encourage you to do, is decide what is wealth to you. It's wealth your way. And this is something you just have to really dissect within yourself and decide, this is wealth and this is what I desire and this is what I want for myself. Okay. Let's do a little rattle cleanse, because that's a lot of information. Let's cleanse any old beliefs, any feelings of wealth from your system that aren't yours. Let's cleanse that. You decide what wealth is to you, because we are the powerful creators of our reality, and you get to choose what money means to you, what wealth means to you. Okay, next I would like to do a card reading, card pull, and I'm going to pull it from this Sacred Geometry deck. And it is by Emily Kisvarda. I'm not sure how you say her name, but these are what they look like. It's like a phoenix rising. What does our collective need today? as we activate our spiritual wealth and our abundance and our divine inheritance. You are money. You are God in action. You are money in action. You are the gold. Everything you touch turns to gold. It's one of my favorite affirmations. You really have to just believe in yourself and your power and turn away from any circumstances, anything that looks like lack, feels like lack, limitation, and you just flip it. Flip it. How often are you thinking of lack, limitation, poverty? I can't afford that. How much stuff costs? These are just habits we have, and we just have to flip them into wealth consciousness thoughts, wealth consciousness habits, seeing all the abundance around us instead of all the lack. And it just takes practice because we're so conditioned to see lack and limitation. And once you switch these things and you open yourself up to divine money, to spiritual wealth, that's when everything shifts and changes. Because your consciousness is now on that instead of on lack and limitation. It's very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Okay, what message do we need today? Let's see. Ooh, dodecahedron. All seeing, I don't know if you can see that. All seeing and knowing. This is our third eye activation. This is the sacred geometry. Let's see what it says. Okay, dodecahedron. Page 22. Okay. Dodecahedron. All seeing and all knowing, I am open to receiving divine wisdom. This is so perfect for right now. This card has appeared today because you are feeling spiritually stuck. You feel as though your connection to spirit is lost and you aren't receiving messages in any avenue of clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, or claircognizance. It's time to rebalance and recalibrate and find the reason why you are experiencing a block in this area. There may be a number of reasons, physical, mental, or emotional. Whatever the reason, do not fear receiving the divine wisdom that can be accessed if you are open to experiencing heavenly connections. The dodecahedron has 12 faces and works with the element of ether or spirit, or we could say plasma. Its dual is the icosahedron. I'm not good at saying these names. It corresponds to the third eye and crown chakras. The dodecahedron is considered the most sacred of the Platonic solids. Plato saw this shape as that which was used by God for arranging the constellations. It is highly revered, and all of the Platonics, it was the one shape that couldn't be spoken of. I just got chills. The dodecahedron, or an icosahedron dual, is quite special. Both geometries have phi ratios, that is, the golden mean, golden ratio, golden proportion is seen. As an example, in the human body, the ultimate expression of phi codes is the depiction in Leonardo da Vinci's painting of the Vitruvian Man. I actually just was thinking about that and how it shows us as the Star of David, basically, with the two triangles interwoven. The molecular structure of DNA has a pentagram hexagram structure if you look under a microscope. What is divine is that the dodecahedron and icosahedron are duals. When they rotate up a DNA strand, there is a specific pattern occurring. It truly is a marriage. It truly is a marriage made in heaven. Given the pentex relationship working together to create our DNA, our blueprint, as we can say that we are working with the male, female, heaven and earth, or spiritual and physical. So it's blending the two together as we are balancing these energies. Male, female, heaven and earth, spiritual, physical. That's what we're doing right now. We're bringing the spiritual into the physical through our spiritual wealth. In 2 dimensions, the dodecahedron represents a pentagram. The pentagram is highly revered in the occult world and is used in magic. It is also known as the ultimate symbol of phi ratio because where 2 lines intersect, you get the Fibonacci numbers. Pent is fractal, that is infinitely large and infinitely small. All proteins are said to be pent in nature. So by using this and connecting to the dodecahedron through meditation and in healing work, you can increase your spiritual and physical awareness and access your higher consciousness and vibration. This will lead the way to spiritual ascension and awaken dormant DNA, aka our divine inheritance. It activates the pineal gland, which assists with the quantum shifts and accessing and working within other dimensions. The pineal gland also stimulates the release of melatonin, which is stimulated by darkness. By working with this gland and increasing the levels of this hormone, it will help regulate awake-sleep cycles. The card numerology is 6, and there's some crystals that you can work with corresponding, like the Herkimer diamond, any of the 12 synergy stones, moldavite. Some of these I don't know, but that's basically it. So that was pretty amazing because that's exactly what we're doing. We're blending this spiritual information, grounding it into the physical through our literal wealth, through getting rich. And I was thinking about how I called this Let's Get Rich, but I think moving forward, I'm going to call it Let's Be Rich because we're being it now. We're not just going out there and getting it. We're literally being it, embodying it, grounding it in, rooting it down, staking our claim on this earth as divine, infinite, abundant beings that we truly are. And the more spiritual people that have wealth, the better this world is going to be because money is an amplifier. And if you are activating your spiritual wealth consciousness, then you are activating all things good in the highest and greatest good of all. So it's actually a sin for you to be poor. It is imperative now that spiritually aware people are wealthy because this is how we build businesses and create spiritual businesses that help each other because we're ascending into the new earth, and this is part of building the new systems of new earth. It's new monetary systems, and spirituality is becoming the new wealth, in my opinion. Give me a pause for a drink. Everyone take a drink. Take a breath. We're taking in a lot of information right now. How's it going? Let me scroll up. Yes. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that they want to bring up in the chat, or questions about anything I'm talking about, or things that you want to release? You can write in the chat blocks to wealth or to even just your spiritual wealth. I'll give you a minute to say that if you want. Love those cards. Yes, I can show these. Sacred Geometry, cards by this woman, Emily Kisvarda. And I have a few other cards as well. There's something I wanted to read from this book. Let me see. 152, I think it was. This is the Spiritual Economics book. Okay, I'm going back to the thinking the positive thought that money is good and money is God in action. Speak these words over a few times. Money is good. Money is God in action. And you are God, so it's you in action. You are the money. It is not to make an object of getting money or loving money for itself. We simply want to eliminate some of the negatives with which we have surrounded it. Money is good. You don't have to feel guilty about having it. It is a currency or creative flow of divine activity. Okay, I'm going to continue because this is really good. I have some stuff underlined here. Money passes through your hands many times a day. It may be a little money if you should happen to be on welfare or living on your Social Security, or it may be millions if you are a person of affluence, but you are constantly buying and selling and earning and spending. More than you may be aware of, money is an extension of the person who uses it. Your thoughts and feelings color it, making it, giving it meaning. Filthy or blessed, right? It's filthy or it's blessed, divine substance. Those are your choices. But you get to decide. If you think positively and creatively about your money, you actually multiply its effectiveness. If you criticize and depreciate it, you actually tend to dissipate it and repel it from you. So this is why it's so important to think of money as good and to feel good when you spend it. I used to feel guilty about spending money, but now when I spend money, I feel good. It's like you're putting out this like beautiful circulation of wealth, this exchange of wealth, and it's divine substance. So who doesn't need more divine substance in their life, you know? And so if you think of it like this, as this cycle of blessing other people with divine substance, it feels good. And then you like spending money. And then more money will come into your reality because you're seeing it as this cycle of exchange of all things good. So these are just things that we have to reframe in our own minds because everything comes from our minds. Okay, how's everybody doing? Thanks. All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up because I want to read in closing as we claim our divine inheritance. I want to read from the Sophia Code, which is one of my favorite activating books. It's not really an activation. It's not really a book, I'm sorry. It is literally what she calls a living transmission. A living transmission from the Sophia Dragon tribe, which is basically the gatekeepers of Sophia, which is some people call God or the Great Divine Mother or the universe, whatever you refer to it as. In this book, it is a feminine essence in the Sophia Code, and there are a series of activations in this book where you can activate your relationship with different ascended masters. I have a video about this on my channel. If you want to know more about the book, I highly recommend it. When I read this book, it literally opened all kinds of new levels for me. And you can even refer to it almost like a Bible, you know. Okay, but right now I want to read from the key code of Isis. And Isis is referred to as she of 1,000 names. She's from the key code 1. Your understanding is not required to mentor with me as a guide. Only your faith is needed to let go and receive my miracles, divine intervention, and masterful support for the way ahead. I invite you to fly with me into the vista of your own sovereign divinity. Okay, so Isis, was a goddess in ancient Egypt and beyond, and some say she is also a reincarnation of Mother Mary, and they have very similar stories of immaculate conception. I'm not going to go into that right now. I want to read this passage, Claim Your Divine Inheritance, and this is where we will close. You were not originally designed to suffer or be in want of anything. Sophia designed you to live in harmony as a sovereign co-creator with the overflowing abundance of this planet. Your divine inheritance includes all of your earthly needs being met, as well as receiving all of your heart's desires. It is her divine will for you to prosper in every area of your life. To be a master of both the spiritual and physical realms is to know that in truth there is no separation between these two realms. When your alignment with unconditional love for yourself and others is your principal guiding force in life, the abundance of both realms is revealed to you in every expanding measure. And this is also like the card we got, the dodecahedron, balancing the spiritual and the physical. I invite you to imagine the golden halls of ascension temples that graced the spine of Egypt. I taught my people how to utilize these royal structures as an outer reflection of their inner temples and true worth. I'm getting chills right now. Step through the temple gates of your inner sight, your third eye. You are here to remember yourself as holy and pure, a daughter and son of the Most High. To you, a crown of life is given. I am placing the crown on your head right now. Your crown of divinity, of sovereign divinity, of your divine inheritance. When you humble your heart, the crown of life is given, for you have been made in the image of Sophia's sovereignty. When you humble your heart to finally accept that you are both the king and queen of your individual destiny, you will discover that there is no one above you, nor one beneath you. In this true description of royalty, we are all equal. To know and receive yourself for the royalty that you are immediately shifts your ego into a resting place, calling forth a serenity in which you feel safe enough to allow others the same acknowledgement without reservation. The fullness of your divine inheritance awaits the opening of your heart to receive it. I mentor you in your willingness to receive your unlimited divine inheritance beyond measure in honor of your royal divine nature. So, all you got to do is receive it. Open yourself up to receive it. Open your third eye to see through the lens of divinity, as I like to call it. You tune your lens, and I do this every day. Tune my lens to divinity, to see divinity, to see abundance, to see wealth. And this is how you go from here. So we are dropping all of our old poverty mentality, and we are embracing and embodying our divine inheritance, our spiritual wealth consciousness, and we will go throughout the world from this place. So I hope that you enjoyed this today, and I'm super grateful for everyone being here right now and whoever's watching this on the replay. And I hope that I intend and know that you are now activated, that this has activated your spiritual wealth consciousness, that you are going to remember to get clarity on what money means to you, what it feels, how it feels good to you to relate to money, to spend money, to embody this frequency of wealth your way, which is however you decide. And something I've been doing is getting paid to exist, for being me, for doing what I love to do. And this is just a complete shift from like, oh, we get paid and we work hard and we get paid. We don't have to do that anymore. Now is the time to claim your divine inheritance and to say, I get paid to exist for doing what I love to do because I am divine. So, thanks for being here, everyone. I will see you on the next video. I love you and I support you and I'm proud of you. You're freaking divine. And your money, baby. I have to figure out how to end it. Like this.